Welcome, 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 family. You have tuned in to another powerful episode of Zip Mouth Motivation. I'm your host, Demasha K, and today we are stepping into a conversation that's not easy, but is necessary. We're talking about why we protect the people who hurt us, why we cover for them, why we zip our mouths shut, even when our spirit is screaming, like literally screaming. And here's the truth, right? The truth is, we protect them because exposing them would also expose our silence. And I know like a lot of people can relate to that feeling, like having yourself exposed, because people do this on a regular. It made me think just now how like people will say, I read something on social media that you wrote, or I read something that you posted that really resonated with me. But I ain't like it because I ain't want nobody to know. We got to stop taking it so serious. We got to stop taking social media so serious. But people do that because they feel like it will expose what's really happening in their life. But some of us don't post what's going on in our life. Some of us just post something because we agree with it. We think that like this is something that's true. And that silence, it can be heavy, it can be costly. It also can eat away at your insides. Like you'll be wondering why you're so frustrated, or why your blood pressure stay high, or why you can't lose weight, or why you can't function, or you have brain fog all the time. And a lot of time it's because you're holding something in the inside and you're not allowing that thing to come out and be healed for you can be strengthened. You're keeping a secret of something that someone did to you, but then they're living free, and then you like, I can't tell nobody because if I tell somebody, people not gonna believe me, or I'm exposing what I went through, and I'm ashamed of something that somebody did to me. So today we're going deep. This isn't about exposing others. This is about exposing the places inside within you, that is inside, that have been silenced, has chained us down, a lot of us, and finding the courage to break free. It's not always easy to find the courage to break free, but you can, you will, it's possible, it's achievable, it's a goal to find that courage to break free. If you're listening right now, I just want you to lean in for a second, just for a second. And as always, I always tell people like get your pad and pen or screen record or whatever so that you can go back and you can listen to this. Or you can tap in always every Tuesday to 101.5 Indie Radio at 11 a.m. and 6 p.m., where you can listen to Zip My Motivation and listen to the things that I'm talking about to support your growth, to take you to the next level. These conversations like are always tough for me, and they're always tough for me because I can relate to some of the conversations. And although you're healed, sometimes like when things come back up again, you're like, dang, I can't believe that. But I got through it. Yeah, that happened to me, but I got through it. Yeah, I felt that emotion, but I got through it. And that's the most important thing, is that you got through it. That just might be this conversation might just like set you on a whole new path of healing and transformation. Like once you understand, like this is, yeah, I've been holding this back. My chest be hurting because I've been holding this back. My body be hurting because I've been holding this back. I feel cloudy because I've been holding this back. And now I'm ready to expose. I'm ready to expose. I'm ready to say, like, yeah, this happened. This really happened to me. Y'all know I got my notes here. So I gotta keep my notes because y'all know I'm a little crazy and I'll get off key. So start talking about a whole nother thing that happened. But um let's start here. Silence is not neutral. And I know that us quiet people, we think like silence is neutral. We neither here nor there, we just being quiet. Every time we stay silent, every time we stay silent, to protect someone who harmed us. Our silence sides with them. And I'm gonna say that again because I want you to really think about this. Every time you stay silent, your silence sides with them. It says that it's okay that this happened. It's okay that they did this to me. It's okay that they hurt me. It's okay that they disrespected me. It's okay. And that's literally what you're saying. Whether you want to believe it or not, that's what you're saying. You're saying it's okay. But it's not okay. It's not okay. It's not okay that somebody hurt you. It's not okay that somebody did something to you. It's not okay that you've been silent and you've been holding it back and you can't sleep at night and you can't eat and you can't go to family functions or you can't be around this situation or that situation due to the fact that you feel like you have to be silent. So when you're silent, you're siding with them. And think about it. In families, when abuse happens, how often do we hear, don't talk about that. Keep it in the family. In the workplace, when harassment shows up, a lot of times people will tell you, like, don't rock the boat. If you say something, we all gonna get in trouble. I need my job. So you keep silent. You don't say anything. You don't say anything. But at what point do you say, like, I'm not going to be silent? Like I'm just not going to be silent. I'm going to speak up. I'm going to say what's on my mind. I'm going to say what I feel. I'm going to say what happened because I don't want to, like, even when you think about it, just like people will tell you, like, at a workplace, and I've known people to go through sexual harassment before on the workplace, but I've also known people to tell them, like, don't say nothing. Don't say nothing because if you say something, it's going to happen. In communities, when leaders mess up, we don't say nothing. How often do we cover for it? We don't need, you'll hear people say, like, we don't need outsiders knowing what's happening in our neighborhood or what's happening in our area. So we're just going to be silent. We're not going to say nothing. We're not going to do nothing. That silence doesn't just protect them, it imprisons us. It becomes like a lock on the door. It's a lock on the door to your healing, to your next level. Take a moment, right? Take a moment if you're listening, and I want you to reflect what's one thing, right? What is one thing you've been silent about? What is one thing that you've been silent about and why? One thing that you have been silent about and why. Write it down, whisper it to yourself, and acknowledge it. I have been silent about XYZ thing. This is what I've been silent about. And when you're saying to yourself, like, what the thing is that you've been silent about, I want you to ask yourself, why have I been silent about this thing? Why have I been silent about this? Why have I not spoken up about what happened? And you don't have to tell me, you don't have to put it in the chat. You could just say, like, I've been silent about this. Because we can't heal what we won't name. So that's why I'm saying, what is one thing in your life that you have been silent about and why? And just write it down. Write it down. And after we get done, come back to it because you may not know why you're being silent about it. You may feel like, you know what, I just don't want to tell nobody. I just don't want to say nothing. But I want you to dig deeper. I want you to dig, like, way deeper. And I want you to say, like, why have I been silent about this thing? And I want you to acknowledge why you've been silent about it. Because we can't heal, we won't heal if you don't name the thing that you're being silent about. Thank y'all. So just for like 10 to 15 seconds, I just want to be silent and I want you to reflect on what is one thing that you have been silent about. One thing. And then I want you to say, like, why do we do this? Why do we do this? Why do we protect the ones who hurt us? Can you imagine, like, even if it's your parent or something, people will say, oh, well, mama did this to me, this happened to me, and we'll be like, uh-uh, no. Mama didn't do that. Mama wasn't acting like that. Mama wasn't behaving that way. Why do we do that? Because maybe that's how your sibling perceived what happened. And that's okay. Because we can't always protect the people that hurt us. No matter who it is, no matter what the situation is, we cannot continue to protect them. Sometimes it's fear is why we protect the people that hurt us. We're afraid of judgment. And not judgment from those people. We're afraid of judgment from the outside world. Like we're afraid, like the fear of being blamed, like it was your fault. It was your fault that this happened. And we tell ourselves that. We'll be like, oh, that was my fault that that happened. A lot of times it happens with SA, but there's other stuff that happens in our lives that we keep silent about and we blame ourselves. Fear that no one will believe us. Nobody would believe that this happened at your job, that there was harassment at your job. Nobody will believe that. And so then you stay silent about it. And then people coach you to stay silent about it. But I'm telling you, we have to start speaking up because if we don't speak up, then we cannot heal. And before, like I always tell people, before you try to support someone in transformation, they can't transform until they realize, like, I have to heal. I have to heal. Because there's some things that they're not going to hear. They're not going to be able to agree with. We can give them all the information about what happens next in your transformation. This is how you change your mindset and all this kind of stuff. And I know a lot of people like, Demasha, you always talk about healing because I can't teach you how to rewire your mind until you start to accept the fact that there are so many things inside of you that need to heal. And acceptance is the first step because once you start accepting it, then we can start going. We can start moving to the next level. Sometimes it's loyalty and love. And I did a podcast about loyalty and love a little bit ago. And sometimes I think people have it, like the loyalty and love can't be one-sided. It has to be on both sides. They have to show that same loyalty and love for you that you are showing for them. And if they don't show it, then it's not loyalty and love. You're the only one being loved and loyalty. That's wild. No. It has to be both sides. And someone hurting you is not love, nor is it loyalty. But I get it. Sometimes we want love so bad that we feel like love has to hurt. And you have to go back and listen to the podcast that I talked about. Love should not hurt. And when I break it down of what love is compared to what society tells you love is. And if you know me and you've been listening to my podcast for any amount of time, like I go against the grain all the time. Whatever the world tell me to do, I'm doing the complete opposite. The complete opposite because there's something wrong with that. And that's just how I feel about it. Sometimes you have to sit with yourself and say, like, what is this? Okay, no, that's not right. No. I got to do something different. So sometimes we have been taught to protect our family at all costs, right? All costs. We're supposed to protect our family. But how do you protect someone? Because let's just take the family out of it because you're human and they're human. How do you protect someone that's hurting you? You can't do that. It's not fair to you. Forget it not being fair to them. They're the one who hurting you. So even if it's family, we have to get out of that space to where it's like, we got to, family over everything. I get it. Yeah, family over everything. But family doesn't always mean blood. Sometimes family is, I have a brother that I never met on TikTok. I never met him before. We've been following each other for the last 5 years. Guess what? Brother, sister. He can call my phone. I can call his phone. That's family. Not hurting each other, but just being there for one another, loving each other, showing that real love and loyalty. We've been conditioned to honor leaders, parents, spouses, even when honoring them means dishonoring ourselves. I think everybody should take a deep breath on that one because think about it. I'm going to say it again. We have been conditioned to honor leaders, parents, spouses, when honoring them means dishonoring yourself. You come first always. You come first always. You cannot impart anything into anyone unless you're in a safe space. People may like even like your children, for the moms, your children, for the dads, for your children. If you're not in a safe space, if you're not feeling loved, if you're not feeling encouraged, if you're not feeling motivated, if you're not doing anything, if you're depressed and sad, you cannot pour into anyone's cup until you pour into your cup first. Because it's not going to work like that. You're going to continue to just give and give and give and give and dishonor and disrespect and put yourself. No, no. So if you've been listening to Zip My Motivation show at any time, you come first. You come first in honoring yourself. I understand we have a lot of stuff going on in the world with these leaders. May have had a lot of stuff going on in your childhood, and you may be a child or a young person listening to this now. So you may have stuff going on with your parents. You may be an adult and still have stuff going on with your parents. You may have stuff going on with your spouse, in your marriages, your girlfriend, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. Don't dishonor yourself. Honor yourself. Thank you, Queen. Thank you. Honor yourself. And sometimes it's shame. Shame is like my pet peeve. I don't know why I get mad when somebody says they're ashamed of something, but I just get so like frustrated because I'm like, why are you ashamed? Why are you ashamed for something that someone did to you? Why are you ashamed because your feelings were hurt? Why are you ashamed because you were touched inappropriately? And I get so frustrated, and not at that person. I get frustrated with the person who did that to them. When I was a little girl, they used to always tell me, shut up. I guess because I talked too much. And then as I got older, I didn't talk that much, probably because they told me to shut up my whole life. But I'm going to stand for what is right. If it's right, it's right. If it's wrong, it's wrong. But a lot of times, shame will whisper. If I tell the truth, people will know what I went through. If I tell the truth, people will know what I went through. They'll know what I allowed. They'll know what I endured. And I don't know when we got into this space to where we become ashamed to tell people our stories. People don't talk about you. They don't care. Let those people talk. It could be 16 people in the circle, and a few of those people can laugh, but the other half could just kind of look at you. But just one of them, may be like, man, I'm going to take that and I'm going to learn from that. And afterwards, I'm going to call that person, or I'm going to inbox them, or I'm going to try to see what else they got going on so I can listen to some more of their stuff, because it only takes one. I get on social media, not for followers, because I know it's going to be one person that's listening. One person, even if they shadow listen, because it's my purpose. It doesn't matter about money. It doesn't matter. It matters about the stories that we have inside of us, that we share them out. When I was young, I remember sitting on the porch and listening to my great grandmother talk, my great great grandmother talk, my grandfather talk, all my older aunties, and just listening to things that they went through and listening to the advice that they gave. And at what point did we start becoming afraid to share? This is what I went through. This is how I handle it. So that we can support people and we can help them. And they don't have to feel that shame, and they don't have to be in the bed late at night crying and upset or thinking like, do people know? I think I'm the only one that went through this before. I don't know how to deal with this. I think I'm going to have to start using alcohol and drugs and all of this stuff to cover up the shame that I feel, because that's what happens. People start to try to cover it up, because even when they walk outside and nobody knows, but in their spirit, in their mind, in their body, they feel like everybody knows. And so they start to cover it up with different things. It could be makeup. They don't even like makeup, but all of a sudden they're trying to cover it up with makeup. It could be alcohol. It could be drugs. And I don't know if y'all know it, but I don't know if y'all paying attention, but drugs is going crazy. I remember a couple of weeks ago telling my children, I was like, when I was young, we didn't have all these drugs. I don't know where these drugs came from. We did not have all of these drugs. We had some basic stuff, and then we had some dare, like dare, they had the dare. This is your brain on drugs. They cracked the egg, like people felt like, oh, we got to stay away from drugs. We got to stay away from drugs. But now drugs is like, oh, this is the thing we need to be doing. Yeah, it's giving me seizures, but I need to be doing drugs. Yeah, I'm falling out and I'm sick, but I need to be doing drugs. Yeah, I'm gonna take somebody else's prescription. I'm just saying, those are the things that happen when people feel ashamed. Psychologists call this learning helplessness, learned helplessness. When you've been hurt so much for so long that silence feels like safety. It feels like this feels good to me. I'm safe in this spot. And then we start to trauma bond. We talked about trauma bonding on the live tonight. How sometimes we think we're having a connection with someone when we're actually trauma bonding with them. It's not a connection, it's trauma bond. You went through this, I went through that, we went through the same thing. This is how we connect, but we don't try to grow. We don't try to heal from that. We actually carry on in that same thing, but we just carry on together because now it's two of us and we feel like we have more power. Not more power to get through it, but more power to fight, to do it to somebody else, to cry to each other repeatedly, not saying, you know what, girl, let me tell you something. We both went through that, but how can we get past this? What do we need to do to heal from this so we can heal from this and we can get to the next level? So not only can our relationship flourish, but we start to flourish. And then our children start to flourish. And then everybody around, we just be trauma bonding. But we call it connection. And so you have to be careful because there is a thin line between trauma bond and a true connection. You have to have your morals in place. You have to have your mindset in place. You have to have your values in place to make sure that this isn't a trauma bond, but this is a true bond. When your heart ties itself to the very person who caused your pain and you want to protect them, trauma bond. And remember, in the beginning, I said, if you're silent, then you're just saying it's okay. If you're silent, you're saying it's okay. If you're not speaking out on it or speaking out on the situation, you're saying it is okay. And guess what? You're siding with the very person who hurt you. And that's not fair. And it makes me mad because now I want to just hold you and I want you to cry. And then I want us to go to that person and we're going to tell them what they did wrong. And it don't matter if you have to whisper it in my ear and say that I want to do that with you. Because people need to know when they wronged you so that you can let that thing go and let them carry it. They may not validate how you feel, but we're not looking for validation. We're looking to break the silence. We're looking to say, you did this. You hurt me when you did this. And they may say, no, I did it. That's not what happened. You opened this up for me to be able to step in and hurt you. Absolutely not. No, you did this. But here is the raw truth. Silence is not safety. Silence is a slow, I don't know if I can say this word, but slow death. And every time we choose silence, we choose to carry their secret on our own back. While they at home, sleeping and resting, having a good life, living their best life, doing whatever they want to do. We choose to carry their secret on our back. Like it's our responsibility to do that. So we're saying, I'm protecting you. No matter what you did to me, I'm still going to show this love and loyalty and respect to you. Not fair. Not fair. And I'm telling you, it's not fair. Let's talk about the cost of silence because silence always costs something and it charges interest. So if you know anything about money or bank account, or if you ever borrowed money from somebody, you know how you might borrow $1,000. By the time you pay it back, you paying back $1,500 because that's what happens. Silence costs. It costs. Personally, it shows up as anxiety, depression, sleepless nights, mistrust in relationships that come after the relationship or come after the situation. It makes you second guess yourself. It makes you like forget that you have power, you have strength, you have ability, you have gifts. But that's what silence does. And the biggest one for me is it makes you question your self worth. You are worthy. You are worthy. It makes you wonder if your voice even matters. And this is another one that made me mad because I feel like everybody's voice matters. It does not matter if you, whoever you are, be that person. It doesn't matter because the people who love you, they don't care. They don't care about the way you look. They don't care about the way you dress. They don't care that you get really excited at inappropriate moments or anything like that. I always tell people like I have I have like a dysfunctional thing where I feel like I'm laughing. I'm not laughing, but I'm kind of smiling when things are going crazy because I'm just like, what's going on? So people are like, why are you smiling? I don't know. It's just a weirdness about me. But the people who know me, they don't care. The people who love me, it doesn't matter to them because they know, like, okay. And sometimes people say you smiling because you know, like everything gonna work out, and you're trying to figure out why everybody's so chaotic, and that's probably true because most time I feel like it's gonna be fine. Everything gonna work out. Generally, silence passes pain forward. When we stay quiet, our children learn to stay quiet. They don't have a fight in them, and they don't have a fight in them because we didn't have a fight in us. So if you want something for your children, they have to see you do it because that's how they learn. When you stay quiet, they inherit our silence. People say like they don't understand, like, oh, my child just like me. Yeah, they just like you. If you're gonna be silent about something, they're gonna be silent about it. If you're not gonna stand up for yourself, they're not gonna stand up for themselves. And that's not something that we want for our children because we don't want people to come into their life and hurt them, correct? We want them to be strong. We want them to be able to say what's on their mind. We want them to come to us and talk and say this happened and that happened, but they have to see us do it. They have to see us do it. The abuse, the toxicity, the dysfunction, it gets recycled because no one breaks it. It gets recycled. For a very long time, I worked for Head Start. Long time, long time. I started at Head Start as a teacher, went from a teacher to a bus driver, from a bus driver to a case manager. And I always thought it was crazy when my supervisor would say, we get the same families in here every time, every year, year after year after year. And she's like, we got all these programs, but they never take advantage of the programs. And we get these same families recycling. And when I thought about it, I was like, she's right. Because I remember I had your auntie when I was a teacher. I remember I drove your cousin when I was a bus driver. And that's what happens with pain. It recycles over and over and over until somebody puts a stop to it. It keeps going and it keeps going and it keeps going and it keeps going. But the cycle has to stop. Someone has to break the pattern. And it should be you. It should be you. It should be me. It should be. Because we have to put a stop to the silence. And then on a community level, silence protects the entire system that harms us. And I could talk about this all night, but I only took notes for a little small section on this because I could go with this. Silence protects the entire systems. It normalizes pain. I think I said this before on a podcast and on a show. I said that it's funny how all of a sudden we were seeing like fights and all kind of crazy stuff on the internet. Now it's all over the place. People naked and I'm like, what? Like, what's going on? Like a minute ago, we wasn't seeing this. Now all of a sudden, it's like okay, because they know what draws us in. They know that they have conditioned us to see negativity and to thrive on negativity and to continue in negativity. And that's why I tell people, like, if you're gonna post this, post and then get out. When you get back on there, you scroll through some of your friends that you know, you show them some love and support, and then get out. You got to take that little thing away from you. You got to take that negativity, that energy away from you, because then you start letting that thing creep into you. You start allowing the system that we be silent about to control you. It normalizes pain. It says that love and loyalty hurts, and it doesn't. It's not supposed to. Love isn't supposed to hurt. Now, I know people will disagree. They'll say, well, people make mistakes and people do things. Yeah, they do. They do. But they don't do things to you that they know right or wrong. Like we all know right and wrong. We know that this is wrong. We know that this is right. Yes, some conversations are hard to have, but they're a must to have. And when you start having those conversations and your kids start seeing you have hard conversations, then they learn what love and loyalty really looks like. It tells the victim, you're on your own. That's what silence does. It just says to the victim, you're on your own. It tells the abuser, keep doing what you're doing. So think about it. People who do things to little children, they allow them to have an app. They allow them to get on these websites. They allow some of them to go free. So it just tells them to do it again and again and again and again. Someone has to stop. Someone has to speak up on different things in life. What's happening to you? What's happening that outside of you, but is affecting you in the world? The silence has to be broken. So right now, because we're in the mid part of the hour, I just want you to take a breath. And I want you to ask yourself, what has my silence cost me? What has my silence cost me? In my health, in my relationship, and in my identity? And you don't have to put it in the chat. You don't have to put it in the chat. But I want you to really think about it. I want you to think about, what is your silence costing you? Because remember in the beginning, I talked about how being silent and holding the secret and holding things inside of you can make your blood pressure high. You can have migraines and you're trying to figure out, you're going to the doctor like, I don't know why you're having migraines. Ask yourself, what have you been silent about? What are you not speaking up about? In your relationships, whether it's a relationship with family, whether it's a personal relationship, whether it's a working relationship, what is that silence keeping you from? And then ask yourself, in your identity, because if you're holding on to something and you're holding on to silence and you're not speaking up and you're not saying anything, if you're holding on to those things, are you truly being yourself? Are you truly being who you are? Absolutely not. Absolutely not, because you're carrying a burden that doesn't even belong to you. It belongs to someone else, but you're holding on to it. So just reflect on that a little bit. And I'll go back through the question again. Ask yourself, what has my silence cost me? In my health, in my relationship, and in my identity? Because when you know the cost, you'll start demanding a change. And you may have to think about this question for a second. Think about it, process it, meditate on it, pray on it, and then write it down or talk text it. I always tell people, like, if you want to speak it into your phone, talk text it, and then go back, ask yourself the question, and then put your answer in there, and then go back and listen to it. And be honest with yourself because nobody else is going to hear this except for you. Because knowing the cost of something, it will make you change. Just think about when you go into the store, you see something on TV and you're like, oh, yeah, I think I want that. I don't know. It could be like food or something. I want that double whopper with cheese and bacon and something, something, whatever people eat. I don't know. And then they like, yeah, they showing it. They got those hot fries coming up, and then they put that milkshake next to it. And you like, yeah, I'm on that. I want that. And then you get there and they're like, oh yeah, that's $22. You thinking like, I'm not about to spend $22 at Burger King. The same thing. Think of it in that aspect. What is your silence costing you? But here's the good news, because I always go into the deep, and then I want you to know like there is good news to these things because there is transformation that comes. Silence doesn't have to be permanent. Breaking silence doesn't always mean blasting your story on social media or shouting it out in the streets. Sometimes breaking the silence is simple as telling the truth to yourself. To yourself. You don't have to tell it to anybody else, but you can tell the truth to yourself because I know that some people are not ready. Another thing I tell some of my clients is I tell them, like, if you want to break the silence, you write a letter, what happened, what you felt, what went on, and you take that letter and you put it in a bottle and you just put it in the ocean and you let it go away. And when that letter floats away, those emotions that you feel towards that, you'll start feeling them pull away with that water. I love water. I am a water baby. I love water because water is cleansing. Here are some ways to begin, right? So I'm always going to give some tips to get your process going. Name it privately, and then I want you to write it in your journal or record it. Like I said, record it and speak it out loud. Acknowledge that it exists, right? Acknowledge that this thing exists. Once you name it privately, tell one person that you feel safe with. And I mean, like you literally feel safe with them. Okay. I'm not talking about someone that talk about everybody else's business and they talk about everybody else's business to you. I'm talking about someone that is safe. Someone that is safe. And you know what though? Sometimes the person that is safe is the person that you don't even know. Like you don't really know them. It's just somebody that you might have met. Like I said, I met lots of people on social media and we like brother and sister now. We never met each other, but we gonna support each other and we gonna contact through the phone. Sometimes that is your safe person. It could be a therapist, it could be a coach, it could be a mentor, or even like a trusted friend. Not everyone deserves your story, but someone safe does. Because you got to get that thing out. And one that I didn't put in my notes and I just thought about it, it's okay to cry. It's okay for women to cry. It's okay for men to cry. It's okay for teenagers to cry. Because sometimes that silence will make you so hard. It's okay to when you're naming this thing privately and you're saying it out loud, it's okay to shed a tear. It's okay to break down. It's okay to get the pillow and scream in that thing. I love when I do scream meditation because I love after we get done screaming, I love to look around at the faces of the people and just see the things that have broken inside of them because it's beautiful. It's a beautiful moment to release pain. So once you tell that safe person, release it creatively. Release it creatively. Write a poem, sing it out, paint it. Let your silence transform into art. If you draw, I have a thing where sometimes, like when I'm frustrated about my day, or I got a lot on my mind, or I need to get stuff out, I just have a piece of paper and I just make lines. I just make lines. I make lines over and over again, then I cross them, then I go back. And before I know, I got a paper with lines. And I don't know if y'all know anything about those little S things. Those little S things, like you make an S that look like a diamond. I'm older, so we used to do that in school, and I'll do that. And then after I get done, I feel like, okay, yeah. So release that thing and creatively. Do something that you like to do, even if it's like going to the park or going to the beach and writing I release, whatever it is, in the sand. And then create a ritual of release. Write a letter that you may not ever send. You might burn it, or you might put it in the ocean, like I said before. You might speak your truth in the mirror, which is a beautiful thing to do, until your own reflection nods back at you. And if you, I don't know if anybody ever did a mirror activity, but I do mirror activities with my clients, and each time they always have me crying. They always have me crying because when they start looking at themselves in this camera, everybody turns off their camera and it's just their camera, and I make them that camera look back at them, and they start to speak to themselves. It does something to you because we don't speak to ourselves that often. We talk to everybody else, but we don't talk directly to ourselves. We don't look ourselves in the mirror and say, hey, you know what, Marsha? You didn't deserve that. That was not for you. You should not be able, you should not be holding on to that. We don't do that because we still want to hold that silence. And we want to make life easy for everybody around us instead of making life easy for ourselves first. So write that letter, create that ritual, do that thing that's going to help you release and reflect back and say, you know what? I'm glad I did that. I'm glad I acknowledged it out loud. I'm glad I told that safe person. I'm glad I drawed that picture or I painted, or I'm glad I did that. And then I want you to remember your silence has been your prison. Your silence has been your prison, but your voice is your key. Speak. They call me Zip Mouth because I don't talk this random conversation. Like, I don't have random conversations. I don't have, like, I don't know, I don't want to say silly conversations, but I'm a deep thinker, so I'm a deep talker. So I'm most of the time I'm just silent, I'm doing my thing, you know? But when I get up here and it's something that really matters, I'm gonna talk your ear off. That's why I have to have myself on the timer when I do my podcast. Because I'm gonna talk your ear off. Because I want to create a safe space for people to change and transform and know that they have this ability to break silence. And the first time you really use your voice, even if it shakes, even if you like quivering in the inside, your heart beating fast, and you got tears running down, all of that, it's okay. It's okay. And afterwards, you're gonna have them thoughts like, I feel dumb. I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have did that. Just get in my inbox so I can tell you no, you should have did that. It's okay that you're crying. It's okay that you're shaking. It's okay that you got warm and now you're sweating. All of that is okay. You'll feel like it's just an amazing feeling. And yes, that may not be like a permanent breakthrough. The next day you might feel that thing come back again because that's what your subconscious mind does. It brings it back. So it can pull you and suck you back into those things, but you have to tell yourself, no, I let that go. I let it go. I'm done with it. It's over. They hurt me. I released it, and I'm not picking that back up. And you will have to tell yourself that over and over again because that silence became your safety. So now you have to recondition, you have to rewire, you have to transform, you have to move in a different space, you have to do something different. And I want you to, just for a moment, I want you to imagine yourself, right? Imagine yourself breaking that silence. Just imagine yourself what it feel like to tell someone, this person or this situation or someone at your job who's been harassing you. What would it feel like to just tell them the truth in a respectful way? What would it feel like for them to understand what they're doing to you? Because when you start imagining that thing, you're going to do it. You are going to do it. And I want you to send me a message like, I did it. I don't have to know you. I did it. I told them what I felt. I did these steps and I released that thing. And yes, it will feel peaceful. It will feel peaceful. Family, family. Here's where like the mindset shift comes in though. We've been taught to protect the people who hurt us. And all of us have been taught that. Even myself, I've been taught that. I was taught to protect the people that hurt me because love and loyalty and respect and honor, and you a child and they adult. I was taught to keep silent. But I need you to flip that. Stop protecting them. Start protecting your own peace. Because that's what's important. It's important for you to protect your own peace. If they hurt you, why are you protecting them? Why are you taking up for them? Silence is not safety. Silence is a bondage. And exposing your truth isn't weakness. It's healing. At one point in your life, you will get to the space, especially if you continue to listen to Zip My Motivation, you will get to the space to where you don't care what people think about you in no capacity. You don't care because peace will always be your motivation. Strength, encouragement, enlightenment, growth will always be your motivation. So today or tonight or wherever it is where you are right now, I want you to walk with these 3 affirmations. So if you got a pen and paper, whatever you need, get it. I want you to walk with these 3 affirmations. And I'm going to repeat them twice so you can say them with me. I want you to say out loud, I no longer protect what destroyed me. I no longer protect what destroyed me. The second one is, my truth is stronger than my silence. My truth is stronger than my silence. And then the third one is, I break cycles when I break silence. I break cycles when I break silence. Say those out loud. Write them on your mirror. I don't know if y'all like me, but I be having like little sticky notes sometimes everywhere with little affirmations on there to remind me of who I am. Remind me that I no longer protect what destroyed me. My truth is stronger than my silence. And I break cycles when I break silence. Put them in your phone, because every time you declare them, you rewire your mindset for freedom over fear. A lot of times we don't understand, like when I'm a little bit older, so when we were in school, we used to have to write our spelling words like 10 times each for homework, right? 10 times you have to write them, then you got to write sentences. You got to write the sentences 3 times each. And it used to frustrate me because I'm like, why we got to do this over and over again? But I aced some spelling tests every time. And those words are in me. So when you send your affirmations and you saying them out loud, make sure you're saying them. And I always tell people, like, say your affirmations 3 times daily. Say them in the morning, say them in the afternoon, and then say them at night. When I wake up, and I know y'all probably gonna laugh at me, but this is my affirmation, I will be a millionaire. When I do that every single day. I wanted a new car, right? I kept telling everybody, like, I'm getting a new car. I'm getting a brand new car. I'm getting a new car. I kept telling everybody. And certain people was like, okay, you really getting this car because you keep talking about it. I told them I'm getting a new car and I want the car to have this feature, that feature, that feature, this feature. And I kept saying it. Well, my one car that I love so much broke down and they just couldn't fix it. They couldn't figure out what was wrong with it. Guess what? I got a new car. I got a new car. And I didn't even know it had the features because I just get in cars and I just drive. I don't know nothing about no car. Somebody gonna fix it for me. I don't know nothing about it. But every feature that I said I wanted in that car was in that car. In the spiritual community, they call me like a master manifester because when I say it, it happens. But you have to believe it and you have to see it. And it will happen. You will not allow the person who destroyed, you will not protect that person anymore. After today, you're not protecting them. It's over with. Whoever you've been protecting, you're no longer protecting them. Because you're choosing your freedom over fear. And before I get out of here, because my time is near and I'm looking at my little time, y'all, because I'll talk y'all to death. And before I get out of here, when you break your silence, you don't just set yourself free. You build a bridge for somebody else watching you. And I think that's like the major thing, like that thing where you pay it forward. I love it. Like a lot of times if I got extra money, I'm always gonna pay it forward. It don't matter what's their bill. But we can do that without money. Because if you break your silence and then somebody who's watching you, they're gonna have the encouragement or the strength, and they're gonna be like, oh, you know what? Demasha, she broke her silence. She was crying and everything to the supervisor, telling the supervisor how she felt. And guess what? I'm going in there to tell the supervisor too. Such and such hurt me when I was a kid. I'm gonna go tell him. I'm gonna go tell her. And guess what? Everybody who that person hurt, they coming too. Because they saw you do it. Yeah, they're gonna be like, oh, you crazy, you tripping, I'm scared, I ain't doing it. No, but then when they see you do it, they're gonna be like, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. So you build a bridge for somebody else that's watching you. Somebody who's, they could be holding on to their silence. They could be in fear. And you giving them an out. The thing could still be happening to them. Now you giving them an out. That's like, y'all know I'm kind of, but that's exciting. That make my heart like, let's go. Let's go. We getting free. And guess what? We getting free together. We don't got to get free by ourselves. We can get free together. So give them that. Give them that gift. Not only give them, but give yourself that gift. Don't be silent. Say what you feel. Say what you need to say. Don't let people continue to run over you and then you holding on stuff and your blood pressure high. Now you got diabetes. Now you dealing with this and you dealing with that. You can't move on. You got brain fog. You trying to get to the next level. You can't get to the next level. And all alone, they just living their life. They just doing their thing. It's not fair. And as we close, I want to leave you with this. And I'm sorry, I got two screens here. We protect people who hurt us because exposing them exposes our silence. But your silence was never, never, ever, ever, it was never meant to protect them. And it was never meant to protect you. Silence is not a shield. Silence is prison. But you hold the key. You hold the key to release yourself from that. And if this message in any way did, like if it hit your spirit, if it encouraged you, make sure you tune in to Zip Out Motivation Show on 101.5 and share it, or subscribe to my YouTube where I'll be posting this. and share it with somebody. Not just like I said, I don't care about likes. I don't care about the follow, all that stuff. What I care about is seeing people change. But share the message with them if it did something for you, because I'm sure it would do something for someone else. And before we go, I want to remind you that my Rewiring Your Mindset 6-day course starts November 3rd. You can find it in the link in my bio on TikTok, of course, Facebook, Instagram. I think I put it on LinkedIn as well, because you don't want to miss this powerful move. And it's 6 days and it's not expensive at all. But we are breaking mental cycles, especially going into the new year. We are breaking mental cycles. And I always shout out to Takaya Divine Tea Company. Definitely tap into that on Facebook and 101.5 Indie Radio, where every Tuesday you can hear Zip My Motivation Show at 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. Follow me on YouTube or follow me on this platform. I always follow everybody back. If you don't see I don't follow you, inbox me, because that probably means I didn't even accept you because I didn't see it. Y'all know how these apps work. But I appreciate you all for listening in. I appreciate y'all for speaking in the chats. I'm sorry I couldn't talk back because I am recording at the same time. But I love y'all. And I hope that this show was powerful for you. And I know, I'm not even hoping that, I know that after tonight, you are no longer protecting the people that destroyed you. And that is powerful. And if I accomplish that goal, I'm happy for the night. So I love y'all. Good night. Stay powerful, stay peaceful, and protect your own peace first.
Yeah.